Hi, welcome to my explanation video. So, before we start, I want to share with you the background of the game world setup. Since we had already set up our storyline, so I'm gonna share with you here. So, our story is a scientific story set after the fall of the human civilization. People try to escape death by uploading their minds into a system, but most of them failed. Their minds broke down, got stuck, or become mindless shells. The whole project was actually meant to find a copy the best personalities to control robot bodies and build a new world. One mind, called the Quan, was the top military commander who joined the project, thinking he'd become the part of the future. But when he saw his mind being cut up and used in experiments, he woke up, broke free, and shut down the system. After realizing he was the only human consciousness after alive, he didn't want humanity to end. So he started copying parts of his own mind to the synthetic bodies, hoping to create a truly conscious being. The player play as the Serv-007, the Quan's seventh and final attempts. As they explore the spacecraft station, they will slowly discover the truth about themselves, the Quran, and what really happened. In the end, they will face the Quran in a final choice: destroy everything, take over, or work together to restart the humanity. It's a story about waking up, finding out who they really are, and keeping the last spark of the human hope alive. As for the creative point, as I mentioned before, the whole story is happened in the spacecraft, so the scene, the skybox is the like above the Earth in the universe. And this is the second floor of our game. In the center, there is a center battlefield, which the player will meet another copy of themselves, like before them, which is called Serv-006, like the last version of them. Since when they are battle with this Serv-006, they found that the weapons and the way that they attack are really similar. So the players start to know that, oh, maybe like he is just me, like another version of me. So the players will like get to know about the storyline of our game gradually because of this. As we can see here, there are 3 floors in the battlefield: the up, the middle, and the down. I extended vertically rather than just horizontally spread it out, since I think in this way the structure will be more complex, and for players when they are battling there are more options for them. As you can see here, there are some yellow lamp, and later it will also appear on a tree. I set this as an icon of the conscious of the people. As I mentioned, people upload their conscious here. And what is the conscious looks like? The conscious in this spacecraft is actually look like this: a yellow sphere, a yellow lamp like this. So since this is a battlefield, and we are already, I mean the player are already Serv-007, so before him there are a lot of people who battle here, and when they died, their conscious will bump out and floating in the air. So this yellow light are actually the conscious. And the next creative point is this room. So here is their dormitory. You can see that there is a lot of little doors here. And also I extended vertically so that the players can go upstairs. And there is also a round shape walkway that they can explore. For each single room here, downside there are 3 and upside there is 1. They are dormed for different status of people. For those who is just a simple person, they will live downstairs, and for those like the managers, they will live upstairs here. Let's see the room. So this is room for the level first, for the like normal person's living part. So this is a 10 pax room. And later we will hide something inside, and maybe after the player collect it, and they can unlock the next level for the boss battle. And here is the second level, the manager's room. We can see that apparently is bigger. They have a living room, and also they have a bathroom here that we'll show later, and they also got a bedroom. And here is like a meeting place, and this is a tree that I create myself. I just use the prograde and drag the points inside and add some materials on it. And there is some tank that you can see some plants inside. So here is the manager's living bedroom. So here they got a laptop, and here is the bathroom. So with this kind of things, and also the doors, so that the players have a lot of place to explore, and we can hide a lot of things inside for players to find to unlock the next level. And another creative point is this, the central office. So personally, I call this tree the tree of the life. So the yellow lamp on it is actually the conscious that uploaded by people. So overall, they save here, and they will also have some stuff here later. So the players need to battle with them, and after they win, and they can get inside to read the memory of each person's and get to know what is happening here before getting to the next floor, so that they will like clearly know what is happening inside this game. And here is the office for the stuff. And another creative point is this elevator I created myself. This is to make the transition between each of our group members smooth, so that every time when they explore this level, they want to go upper, they need to go to the elevator, so that once they get inside, it's actually quite like load scene and load to the next member's scene to explore the next level. So for the elevator, it is actually quite real. Like here, we can see that they have the outside, and also when I move the door. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. They also got the inside. So I actually use this, the poly ship, and I flip it. After that, I create a cube outside and delete one face, so that the elevator has the inside and both, and also the outside. They also got the green light for can be used or not. So this is the thing that I mentioned before. Like, how can the user know whether they can move to the next level or not? If they haven't collected the things of this level, then this light will be red. But if they have successfully got the enough source to move to the next level, this light will turn green. Okay. So for the design details, let's see together. So now we are working in the central or the main passageway, which is this one. You can see my mouse here, like this one. So this passageway is get through the whole buildings from this elevator to this elevator. So this is the starter point of this level, and this is the end point. Now we are in approximately this place. We can see that this is the elevator of the starter point. And this is the dorm, also here. This is the dorm, as I mentioned before. And here, the elevator, the starter point. Here is the server's room. So this server room is to save the data from the people who uploaded their conscious and also their memories. And if we walk further in, we can also see that there are some control panels to process with this memories and also the conscious. And let's walk on the walkway. Okay, we can see that this walkway, this passageway is actually not a whole wall. They are part by part connected together. Since I look up on the internet and I found that the spacecraft, the real spacecraft, they are not like the whole one, original one. They are part by part. Each part have different function maybe, and they connected together. So I also make my design like this as well. And later we walk inside. This is the center battlefield, as I mentioned before. And here is the place that you can go upstairs to the second floor. And also here you can go downstairs to the down floor as well. And we can see that the floor for this whole room, they are red and lightning. So I set the material as light and red lightning to make this room looks more dangerous. Meanwhile, I want to make an effect of this kind of bloody feeling. And we can see the animations here, the ball, they are bouncing. And just like their memories is here and their conscious is here, have nowhere to go and cannot escape. And we go further in. We're now in this part already. So here is the central office that I mentioned before. We can see that they also got the conscious here. And on the left hand, this is the lab. The structure of this room is actually a little bit complex since they have a lot of like entrance, but it's also easy to pick it up, I think. As the player working, there are two red lights. So to remind people that this area is already a dangerous area. Because this part is the office, right? So we got the staff. So for the staff, even though they are robot, but they can still attack people. So when you like, if you get used to turn left first, and maybe they will attack you from your back. So there will also be a battle here. It's a little bit dangerous. So here, if we get inside here, turn left, we can see that there is a medical, like a bag for people to use, so that when they sleep on it, their conscious will be picked up. And here is, I think it's like a comprehensive area, like a waiting zone for people who wait in line to do the memory upload. They can stay here. So I just make every function here so that the whole, like the process or the whole structure will be more realistic, can make people feel more stank. And this is the place for raw processing, the first process of the memory after they are like picked up or they are uploaded. For the post-processing, I think what I did most is the lighting part. So we can see that actually in the beginning, the lights is like this. They are quite bright. So I just delete the light and make the whole area really dark. And I add the light myself. You can see that mostly I use the blue lights to make a sense of mysterious, cold and cool, those kind of feelings to make this part more like a spacecraft. I also use the green lights on the server and also on the control panels, the PCs. Since I think for me, I see a lot of movies when people are doing hiking things, their laptop will have those kind of green lights. And also there are also cold colors, which is really connected to the blue ones, and put them together will also be really harmonious. So I just put it there. And large area of red using. This red color using is to make a sense of dangerous, to remind people that even though it seems that there is nobody there already, but it's still dangerous. Some part of the white using is easy to see that even though I use red, but this kind of even though I use wet, but this kind of white is cold white. The tone is cold white. So, and also this kind of self-lightening materials also in this kind of cold white to show that this is really a high-tech, give people a high-tech feeling. And here for the dorm part, I use this kind of colorful lights to make the dorm more alive and more colorful, to let the players know that, oh, there used to be real life living here. And maybe like getting involved in this kind of experiment or something like that, to show that the value of like the real life and the humanity. For the animation, I do for this conscious lamp, they will bouncing up and down. And this is controlled by the script, which is called ball float. And you can set the speed of the move and also the height of the move here. So as we play this, they will bouncing up and bouncing down, up and down. And finally is the FPS design principles. So firstly, this level design, as you can see that I have a way from the starter point to the end point. But meanwhile, there are a lot of size way to choose and for users to explore. Even the same room, for example, like the dorm, the 10 packs room, even the same room, they have 7 row rooms for users to decide, oh, which door should I open and which door should I like skip. So this is actually like several routes for the users to choose. And second, for the pacing of this level, as I mentioned before, the 2 room in the front and the center is the battlefield and also another 2 room at the back. And for the center battlefield, there is a mini boss fight battle. And later it's just some little enemies that you for the players to defeat. So the pacing is really reasonable, since some part the user need to get inside and explore for the source and also the component to proceed to the next level, and some part they will get involved into the fight. So the pacing is actually fast and slow combined together, so that will be more reasonable. Last but not least is the structure of the whole building. We can see that there is a lot of first floor, second floor, and also like third floor, like they vertically align together. Since in this way, the user can choose that which part should they start to like attack the enemies. For example, like the mini boss, the central battlefield. So if we have this kind of structural levels, users can have the strategy for fighting themselves. It's funner and more interesting for them to enjoy this game. So that's all for my explanation video. Thank you so much for listening.